Hello, everybody. Welcome to Update Day. It's Patch Day, Patch 1.2.4. Hopefully, you can hear me all right. I guess the first question I've got for you all really is: do we prefer light mode or dark mode? Put your opinions in the chat. I've got a little plugin here that does swap it over, which is very nice. Pros of light mode, it's the official look. You get this lovely watermark in the background. Pros of dark mode, you don't destroy your retinas. So the first person to say otherwise can have the mode they want. This is meant to be a littler patch, and I will confess I scrolled. I did a little bit of scrolling just before I turned the stream on, and it's a bit small. This is a little patch, I should note. Chris says we just want the game to work. Got to disable all the mods again. Really? Is that? Hang on 1 second. I will get the old chat up on screen here. Hopefully that works. Oh yeah, that seems to be working. Okay. Is that going to be obstructive? Maybe. What if I did that? I think that might break a few other things, but for now, that should be fine. Okay. Dark mode is better. Perfect. Dark mode it is. Okay, well, let's get straight into it. Okay, update 1.2.4 is rolling out to all platforms. I checked my Steam, and it literally rolled out a few minutes before I started the live stream, so timing couldn't have been any better. Working towards larger changes and new features, this update focuses on steady improvements. Further improving age transitions, rebalancing wonders, adding more quality of life touches, and tidying things up with a round of addressed issues. So, of course, this is corporate speak for we don't have much to show for this update. That's really what that's sort of saying. No flack to Firaxis, but yeah. Keep that in mind as we go along. Oh my god. Okay, Chris Kieran has subscribed. Thank you so much for this. I mean, that was fast. I haven't even said much yet, but I appreciate that. And as you can see, the notifications will be off center, unfortunately, because I moved the chat, but no one will mind that, I'm sure. No one will really mind. I'll make it a tiny bit bigger just for everyone. But thanks for that, Chris. Appreciate it. All right. A few quick notes before we dive in. Well, we aim to maintain backwards compatibility for existing save files as much as possible. Some new abilities or effects may not appear until we start a new game or advance to the next stage in your current campaign. For the best experience, we recommend starting a new game. Yeah, that all checks out. That's fine. Typical sort of 2025 mod issues. Disable mods, playing Steam. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Okay, here we go. Wonder Balance. Wonder Balance was the kind of the big feature they pitched when they were trying to sell this update. So let's see what it looks like. Wonders have always been a topic of fond discussion in the community. We love seeing them on tier lists, which, I mean, I should do one, shouldn't I? That's a sign. And debating the merits of each Wonder's ability to unlock their unlock and placement conditions. These make it fun for us to approach Wonder rebalancing and try to address the points made by the fans. So there you go. Confirmed Firaxis watches all of my tier lists. I will say, as a broader note, if you are listening, Firaxis, the Wonders in Civ 7 are overall pretty bland, or at least they have been so far. They're not as defining often, although some of the new ones have been pretty good. But Petra is a prime example of a Wonder that's been nerfed from game to game, and it's pretty boring now, realistically. Update 1.2.4, we've made a major round of adjustments to Wonders in every age. We've moved the unlock location for Wonders around for better timing, like Erdene Zoo, the Mongolian Wonder, that one, being available earlier, or to avoid overlapping, like separating Colossus and Monk's Mound for being on the same civic branch. I did see Colossus is now in currency, spoiler alert, in the science tree. We've expanded placement conditions, like relaxing the desert restriction for the pyramids and adding grassland mountains to Machu Picchu. There you go. Machu Picchu was really hard to place. It was tropical mountains only. So I'm glad they expanded that. Machu Picchu is such a strong wonder, and I mean, the conditions were just a bit too specific. So this is fair. It is still quite hard though, realistically. When a wonder is a clear must pick every game, it's time for a nerf. So we've reduced the. Oh no, I guess we should have seen this coming, huh? The Gate of All Nations nerf. Keen to. I don't know if I agree with this sentiment, by the way. If a wonder is a clear must pick every game, it's time for a nerf. I don't know if I agree with that. I deleted every mod, but it did not let me copy it somewhere else. At least the game works now. Oh, that's good. Yeah, at least you got it working. The first few days after an update, the mods are always, shout out to the modders who do unpaid work to make our games so much better than they deserve to be in Civ 7. Okay. We've also buffed... Oh, speak of the devil. We've also buffed the effects of many wonders to make them feel better and bring them to a more playable space. Check out the wonders that enhance terrain, like Petra. We've addressed the fact that building over the enhanced terrain removes the wonder's effect. Oh, great. Well, there you go. They beat me to the punch. They have the one wonder I mentioned. There you go. Okay, here it is. Oh, okay, we're starting off with some other stuff. Starting off, why would they start the patch off with advisors? After all that preamble, why do they... Listen, Firaxis, why do you care so much about advisors? I mean, this is the 1% of the 1% people who care about this sort of thing. I mean, look, it's in alphabetical order, but I would suggest don't do that. Anyway, some updates to advisors. These warnings no longer appear at sovereign and above difficulty. That's fine. Competing wonder warning, which I haven't seen in a while, now appears in all ages, not just antiquity. Clicking take me there moves you to the other player's copy of the wonder if possible. That's probably fine. Yeah, okay. Look, that's actually not a bad one. I mean, codex with a potential harm but not assigned. That's good. I mean, sure. Okay, age transition improvements. Here we go. These are some of the big ones. Alliances are now kept on age transition when playing on continuity. There you go. So, I mean, the $1 million question that everyone's sort of grappling with at the moment is how do you balance these two settings they've got now where... Ooh, sup. Go Pack Go. Hey, how's it going? I think I've seen you on some other streams. Do you watch Paisley as well? I think I've seen you around. Name sounds familiar, but good to have you here. Yeah, so looks like they are going to try and balance continuity and regroup at the same time. Or should I take this to mean that they're abandoning regroup and continuity is just... Like, we know that it's on by default, but I kind of thought they'd still consider regroup as they go ahead. I'm not sure. Anyway, I actually like this change. I wouldn't mind if this happens on regroup as well, to be honest. More golden influence is now carried over when playing continuity. Always watch Paisley, she's so awesome. Isn't she ever? Yeah, what a top 10 streamer. Top 3. Behind me. This is an interesting one. This is a really terrible patch note. What does it mean more? I think it's about you get to keep about 3,000 gold at the moment on age transition. Influence, I couldn't exactly tell you how much, but how much, Firaxis? How much? how much do you get to carry over? What is more? 5,000? 10,000? I mean, I've got like 20,000 gold in my current game. Do I get to carry 20,000 gold over? Because that would be ridiculous. So we might hop in game and check that one out later, but potentially. We're aware of balance concerns around the continuity setting and are looking at changes across the game that can be made to help smooth out the experience for players. Listen, I'm still in regroup supremacy, all right? Continuity is... It's fine for some people, but I really think they should stick to balancing around regroup. Regroup is how the game was intended. That's how it was designed. I think they're just going to tie themselves into knots trying to keep both of these camps happy. But anyway, AI. Trade with AI no longer fails due to assigning a resource it thought it could. It sounds like a bug, really. AI now focuses more on transitioning independence into city-states. Tecumseh and Joy is in shambles here. I'll be interested to see how competitive they are, I guess. at doing this sort of thing. This is gonna, if this actually works, is gonna make the AI a lot more competitive with the player. I would say a big reason why the player can run away with games so often in Civ 7 is because city-states are so strong. And this is an interesting way of fixing that without actually nerfing the city-state effects, which is quite interesting. So that's good. AI now has more reasonable logic in the peace deal menu. Hey, Gem. Good to see you, Gem. A familiar face. Hope you're doing well. I assume this is relating to the fact that the AI would trade away if... It's really odd. If the AI captured a city from another player, you could ask for that city from them, so not one of their original cities, and then they would totally capitulate and give you I got 6 cities from an AI in a peace deal once because I had offered to take one of their captured cities. Really odd stuff. So hopefully they fix that. What's your tag in Paisley's chat? You're looking at it. It's Daily Civ 7 News. So I try to chat every now and then, but I'm more of a lurker. More logic in peace deal. Hopefully this time. Have they said this before that they were trying to fix this? Because it's still turbo busted as of the last patch. So yeah, we're interested to see if they've actually fixed that. I mean, it's so funny how we've gone from Civ 6 and Civ 5, I think, really as well, where the AI would sooner burn down their empire than give you a single city. They would trade you thousands of gold, all of their gold per turn, all of their resources before they gave you a single city. And now in Civ 7, we've gone the other way. The slightest inconvenience and they'll just give you cities. Anyway, keep moving on. High difficulty AI no longer builds a functional duplicate wall on the same tile when the AI captures another settlement. And a little bug fix there. AI leaders no longer accept an alliance if they will have to break it immediately, such as being at war. That's a good little fix. That's fine. Independent power AI no longer fails to move their units until provoked. Yeah, I think that's actually a bug they introduced in a recent patch. Someone pointed out on Reddit, I think, that the scouts just were totally broken and independent powers weren't scouting at all. My friend had a 1,000-year war with an AI. The AI refused to make peace with them, but I was at war for alliance reasons. They happily gave me every single one of their cities. Yeah. For whatever reason, they didn't factor other people's cities into peace deals at all. In fact, they negatively... they treated it as a favor if you took those cities off them, which was really strange. AI players now aggressively pursue final victory projects and wonders after completing legacy paths. I'd hope it's not just aggressively pursue. I'd hope it's, they do everything in their power to pursue victory projects because that's how you win the game. And at least right now, the AI can't win the game with some of them. I think they can't finish the World Bank, for example, economic victory. Really busted stuff. So that's good. These are all pretty good changes so far. AI will now properly favor coastal tiles available when navigating the ocean to avoid ship damage. This is interesting, but note that solid AI changes if they work. Well, yeah, that's the key. That's the kicker, right? If they work. But everything they're selling me here is good. This one's interesting, but I don't know if it's intended, but it's certainly a feature that the AI takes almost no damage from deep ocean tiles. So the player takes I think it's typically around 15, 20 damage when you're on open ocean before shipbuilding. The AI on Deity seems to take about 3 or 4, so they can just ignore open ocean. Anyway, I hope this applies to auto pathing. When you try to move a unit and it seems to just pick moving over ocean tiles. It's ridiculous. Never knew that. Pretty stupid. It was a strange, I'm all for, making the AI better at some things, but they could essentially just ignore deep ocean. They've still slowed down by it, obviously, but yeah, a weird one. Spain is now properly unlocked with Lafayette when transitioning to the exploration age. I'm getting a bit of a theme here with these patch notes. I suspect they're a little light on the changes, and so they're actually just instead of calling these bug fixes, they're calling these like features. Like this is in the gameplay section. These are improvements to advisor warnings. This is an AI bug fix. Like most of these are actually just bug fixes. So they've sold these bug fixes as gameplay changes in the patch notes, which is a little cheeky. Okay, where are we up to? Mongolia is now properly unlocked. Again, that's just a bug fix. During Advanced Star, Genghis Khan no longer receives policies from the Han and Ming civs, as they are not recommended civilizations. Again, that is a bug fix. These are not gameplay updates. Camera improvements, added edge panning for all the people who like that. I'm not an edge panner. I'm a click dragger. If you are curious, I don't use WASD. But hey, I did see it was a toggle, which is good because I don't actually like having it on, so that's fine. Reworked control input to significantly improve the feel of camera movement and plot selection, especially when trying to navigate large distances across the map. Click drag also. I mean, click drag is just the way to go, surely. That's good stuff. Anyway, good for the controller players. That's, it's there. More things that, should be launched realistically, but it's fine. Not going to be too cynical here. Diplomacy. See, they've put this change in the diplomacy section, but this is clearly like a UI update, right? Updated the Civilopedia to reflect that war weariness effect does not stack happiness penalty when engaging in multiple wars. I didn't actually know that. I guess that means if you're at war with two separate people and you have -3 war weariness on both of those wars, it doesn't effectively reduce your happiness as if you were on -6, I assume. So you only ever cop the happiness penalties of the highest war support, I guess. I think that's what that's saying. Again, not really a diplomacy gameplay update. Independent powers are now only able to pillage a tile within range of a unit that has no enemy units and the defenses are fully damaged. Again, it's just a bug fix. Leaders now receive the correct amount of war support when a surprise war is declared. That is a bug fix. So no gameplay updates to diplomacy here, don't be fooled. Economy. This temple, which is the one that gives happiness adjacency to navigable rivers, a terrible, terrible wonder. I hope they've fixed it or made it better. No longer fails to provide happiness bonus when the player builds a building near a navigable river in the modern age. Not only was the effect terrible, the effect wasn't even working for half the game, I guess. That's nice. Tiles no longer lose their happiness yield from appeal when placing a rural improvement on them. Okay. Again, the economy. I mean, economy is a generous headline for what we're looking at here. Blacksmith building moved to military training tech. How is that an economy update to the gameplay? This is oh, what are they doing? Oh, that's a shocker. Anyway, there's the economy updates for you. Okay. Military. This one's pretty beefy. Players no longer need to choose a target when clicking the defensive perimeter button in the commander lens. That's good. Again, that's a kind of a bug fix, really. But annoying little click you had to do every time you wanted to use this action. So, who categorized these? Stevie Wonder, apparently. These are so not right. I don't know. It's like it's clear that they had a template where they had a diplomacy section, an economy section, and they had to fill it out. So I don't know. I would have felt a bit better about these changes, to be honest, if they just didn't include these headings at all, and we just kind of accepted that, that here's the wonder notes and here's all the bug fixes. Sorry, it's just a little update, but trying to package it like this is, not ideal. Anyway. Units that use a ranged attack during focus fire will no longer have the movement queued to the targeted tile on the next turn. Is this the cause of the bug right now, where sometimes using the focus fire command causes the unit to move instead of firing? I hope so, because that is a really vicious bug. A lot of reloads caused by that. Units that are in the process of reinforcing command when the age transition occurs now immediately complete their reinforce action, and the units of defeated players are now completely cleared and not allowed to spawn after the transition. The first one I get, and that's good. I think as well, if a commander's dead during a transition, they just die permanently instead of respawning. But anyway, that's fine. Look, nothing's blown me away, but we'll keep moving. The Zeal Commander promotion now states that the 5% bonus does not apply to happiness yields. Why is that? Why does it not apply to happiness yields? So does it now say there's now, when stationed in a city, provide 5% bonuses to all yields except happiness? Why? Why have they done that? Was that always the case, or that's really odd? Why would they not do that? The one of changes was small, but the most notable. Yeah, they kind of alluded to that. I knew this was going to be a smaller patch, but I guess this is kind of what I expected. It's just a lot of very, very minor fixes. Commanders now receive their respective abilities after completing the shipbuilding and cartography technologies, and the commanders are respawning. That's good. Sounds, again, bug fix. Automated exploration can now be used when a scout is within range of a ruin during modern gameplay. So it looks like ruins were categorized as discoveries, hey? Good fix. Never really ran into that, though. Heroic Assault ability now properly deals 50 damage to hostile units while using the ability with a normal army commander. Okay. Again, a bug fix, I guess. Wasn't dealing the correct amount of damage. Was it meant to deal 50 damage? That's quite a lot. Army Commander's Scorched Earth ability will no longer be available to use when there is nothing to pillage. Okay, that's good. Again, another one, like similar to this fix up here. All these unique commander actions were really clunky, I guess you could say. In multiplayer games, the scout unit sight will no longer be lost when using the lookout ability. When the turn progress changes to please wait and it still has movement. Very niche, I can only assume. Hybrid infantry units with ranged attack no longer receive damage when army commander uses focus fire ability. Good bug fix. That's like the Ming unit, similar to the Immortals from previous games, Civ 6. Overrun can no longer bypass cliff. Movement restrictions when using army commander without the mobility promotion. Who was working on these fixes? Wow, what an edge case. Range units can no longer attack an invalid target when an army commander uses the focus fire ability. So this is good. I assume this does relate to the bug as well, around focus fire. So, good changes. A really frustrating bug, that one. So it's good. What else have we got? Addressed a rare reported issue. Here we go. A rare issue. This is going to be good. A previously defeated unmet leader could reappear after an age transition, triggering repeated first meet interactions and blocking progress. I've never run into that one, but that sounds amazing. Okay. Nothing new in here, I guess. I think this is... Yeah, no changes to military, as far as I can tell. Except this one, I guess you could be generous and call it that. And this one. Does anyone know what this means? Is this really how it worked, or is this... it's very odd. Shipbuilding tech now mentions that support... So I'm going to make this bit... Well, that's too big. Shipbuilding tech now mentions that support and civilian units can safely travel across the ocean terrain without taking damage. That's good. Yeah, I don't know. A nice UI fix. I like how this is now miscellaneous, whereas, if we're going off the previous categorization of these fixes, you could easily put this in the economy category if you really wanted to. The Ghost of Ada Lovelace breaking your save. Did that happen to you? But that sounds ridiculous. Anyway. Games are very big these days. Complicated pieces of software, hey? Reduced spam of countdown message now only appears once the player enters the next turn. I've never encountered that one either. This is exactly how it was working for me in all my games, so fun to imagine, yeah. Confirm the reset pop-up now properly appears when selecting the reset button in the advanced options menu. Okay, again, like these are some serious edge cases. Age unlock information is no longer missing from some leaders when creating a new game. Okay, but more fixes, we'll take them. We're desperate for some crumbs. Man, this is... Okay, we're almost at the wonder balance, everyone. Hang in there. We are one paragraph away from the good stuff. Added icons on the leader ribbon that appear after founding a religion in exploration or joining an ideology in modern. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm actually keen to see that. That's a good change. That's a really good change. Oh. Well, Firaxis has actually added something good here. This is the best thing in the patch so far. Adding more information to the UI where it's actually accessible and easy to see. Apart from the commander moving archers with focus fire, I've not knowingly encountered any of these bugs, right? Like these are, these are some niche fixes right here. I don't know if anyone was really asking for any of this stuff, but I don't know. It sounds like they've got an intern working overtime fixing like really, really low priority bugs. But I mean, it all adds up. This is really good though. This is a nice change. The ideology icons for other leaders now appear green or red to indicate whether they share your ideology. Cool, very cool. This should make it easy to see which leaders have joined each ideology, an important factor when I've used the word ideology a lot here. Deciding which leaders to target settlements to progress the ideology legacy path in modern. Yep, cool. Religion icons will reflect your religion's chosen icon and name, including custom name. Whoa, how are they going to fit that in? When they say the ribbon, I'm assuming they're talking about the thing in the top right, where it shows you all your yields at a glance. How are they going to fit the religion's name in there? Now I really have to try this. After this patch, I'll log in and we'll check these out. Cool. Good. The religion and ideology. Again, this is not a gameplay update for Axis. This should be in the UI section. Anyway, here we go. Wonder balance. Bursa. Move to engineering tech. This is one of the ones they showed off in the live stream, and what a strange move. Bursa, probably, I want to say, bottom 3 wonders in the game. I can't think of many that are worse off the top of my head, so to move it even later in the tree to engineering is very odd. It's funny, like I was trying to think, like, when would you ever build this thing? If you don't know, so this... the city that you build this in, it builds walls in every district on the coast. Really, really weak. That's well. It also has something with like pillaging traders. I think you can't do it. Anyway, a really terrible wonder. I thought the only decent use case is like maybe being super generous here. You get invaded early and you have a ton. You're on the coast, and you quickly build Bursa to get a ton of walls really quick. That's like the only use case. Now, like it's so far in the tech tree. I mean, this is very odd, and I'm not sure why they've done that. Der Shuriken sounds very interesting now, especially with Assyria. Yeah, I did read about that. It's the third one. I sort of get it because you'll barely have any buildings by the coast so early. Yeah, I did see that. I think it's... Look, being generous, I think it's a good move to have it later in the tree when you are going to get more value out of it and you'll get more walls, ideally. But they need to do something else. This wonder needs a new effect or something. +2 gold on coastal walls in your empire. Why not? Just give it that, like some that just off the top of my head. Just give it something to make it worth it. You're never going to build a wonder just to get walls, you would just build the walls instead. So odd. I mean, yes, there's a little bit more benefit to having a wonder for adjacencies, but you get my point. Like, it's just... Anyway, God, I got to move on from Bursa. That wonder makes me angry. Okay, Colossus. Slight cost reduction and move to currency. So, yeah, mentioned before. This is cool. Colossus is one of the ones that was difficult to get, but you could get it from the AI. I wonder, does the AI prioritize currency? Does this make it easier to get Colossus or harder? I suspect harder. Makes sense. What do we got here? Hello. Goan is too broken now. Oh, Gate of All Nations, right. Too happiness will ruin the game. I'm sensing sarcasm. I can see it down here. This looks very sad. The Shuriken, here we go. A big one. An actual interesting one. Added +1 science and fortifications in this settlement. See, they could give this to Bursa. Make Bursa give, this, yes, maybe a bit weak, but +1 science on fortifications or +1 gold. Give that to Bursa. Anyway, +1 science and fortifications, increased combat bonus from 3 to 5. So super defensive. That's a really big increase. Because of the way combat bonuses scale, like going from 3 to 5 is really good. Bit complicated to explain. Yeah, this is going to be really good with Assyria. This is now no longer just a super defensive wonder. This is like Bursa, but better. I mean, I got to stop talking about Bursa, surely. But this is exactly the idea. Like, it took it from a super niche wonder that you wouldn't really bother to build because spending production to the defensive bonuses just puts you behind, which then makes the situation worse. So you should probably just invest in infrastructure to get further ahead. Then you don't need the fortifications. But yeah, this is really good. So I'm assuming, who was it? Go Pack Go. I'm assuming that, this works with Assyria's unique building. I think it's the Citadel. That counts as a fortification. If that works, then I would assume fortifications. Yeah, it definitely, because Forbidden City works. This one is going to be really good with the Han, with the Great Wall. +1 science to all of your Great Walls in that settlement. That's really good. Cool. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. We need more wonders like this. Still not very interesting, to be honest, but a good change. Amelia Bell. I love this wonder. Added base yield of 2 influence. Changed the Ginseng agreement from affecting only capitals to both players' cities. Sorry, I struggled to read your name there, but we have... I can't see it. What's going on? Fake Attacked. Sorry, for some reason it's really small. Can I kindly ask if Civ 7 is okay? Quick glance at overall reviews and changing Civ seems kind of off-putting. That's a big question. I've made quite a few videos on this, but look, at a glance, I love Civ 7. Personally, I can't go back to Civ 6. Despite, I would say Civ 6 is objectively the better game, no doubt. If you got it for free on Epic the other day, that is thousands of hours for free. Civ 6 is a stellar game. But I love the changes. As I said, I find it hard to go back now. There's just so much quality of life in Civ 7. I'm a fan of, the Civ swapping as well, personally. I'm not too crazy about historical accuracy and that kind of stuff. So Civ swapping and Civ leader decoupling just opens up so many strategies. It's just there's so many combinations. There's I assume thousands of combinations. Throw in mementos as well. Look, I find it hard to justify recommending the game. It's quite expensive, and realistically, there's a lot of stuff, as you can see from this patch, that they're still actively fixing quite major bugs and major things that should be in the game at launch. So look, I love it, and I've got 400 hours out of the game in a few months, which is ridiculous. So I'm addicted, but I guess it would help to know, what do you value in a Civ game? That would make it a lot easier to recommend one way or the other, because if you like districts and you're not too concerned about the Civ swapping stuff, you probably like Civ 7. But if you're a Civ 5 player, Civ 7 is like Civ 6, but they doubled down. Anyway, a lot of chat here. This is good. I'm at 600 hours. Love the game. Wow, that's go back go. That's a lot of hours. I thought 400 was pretty good. Shuriken with Assyria, then you move to Diviet. The thing is, Diviet, well, I mean, if you saw my most recent tier list, whoa. Hello, thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate that. That's really good. Thank you. I should put some music on in the background or something. Do we want music? It's a bit quiet. Maybe it's okay to just listen to my boring voice. I don't know. There's probably better things you could be doing than picking Dive yet, I think. But I mean, I love the idea. I love the idea of like a wall economy that they're kind of trying to get going, but I don't think Dive yet's quite there. What else we got? Civ 5, better than Civ 6. Fortunate Son, hello. Yeah, look, I disagree. Civ 5 is the one I started on, and, I hold great reverence for that game. Really a fantastic game. I think I've got about 1,000 hours in it as well. Civ 5 is great, but yeah, I definitely prefer Civ 6 in almost every aspect. I love the districts. I love all that stuff. So anyway, but yeah, if you don't like Civ 6, you will not like Civ 7. That's my bold claim. Civ 6 and even 5 to an extent got real hate at launch. There are definitely better launches. Yeah, that's probably fair. So reviews from that period may not be so reliable. Yeah, look, every game is rough at launch, for sure. Some very quiet systems. Maybe I could maybe make that happen. If anyone has a YouTube video or something that's like Civ 7 ambience, I could probably quickly look it up. And what if I? Oh, apologies. Let's see a little bit behind the scenes here. Look, I might do that in the ad break. Whenever I take a little break, I'll sort that out. Anyway, appreciate you sticking with me. Okay, thanks for your overview. More important question: how does one find the time in this economy to go through the learning curve of the Civ game? Yeah, it's Civ 7 in particular. I would say is really the learning curve is quite steep. It takes quite a while for it to click. Builders are gone, for example. Whether you love or hate that is up to you. But it's quite the change. Again, I think if you played a lot of Civ 6, you'll adapt quite quickly. But if you're coming from Civ 5, yeah, you're screwed. You're not screwed, but learning curve. Oh, great, Stella. Any settlement? Whoa, okay. I've got to keep moving. This is good chat, though. Appreciate the chat. Very busy stream tonight. This is great. I love streaming on patch nights. It's so good, isn't it? I was talking about Amelia Bell, one of my favorites. The ginseng agreement now affects all cities, which is good. This was terrible in terms of the yields you got from it. Mainly just used as like another way to generate, relationships with people. One more agreement you could run to make them like you. This is good. This actually makes the project better, which is nice. Nice change with Amelia Bell, yeah. And the influence is good. So where's the... Oh, cool. And it increases relationships more. This is really good. Oh, good stuff. Citizenship. I think that is where Sanchi Stupa is right now. Sanchi Stupa. This is a really good update. Really playing into what made Amelia Bell interesting. So that's good. I like that. That's good. Okay. Gate of All Nations. Oof. But I don't know why they've given it 2 happiness, but that's fine. Decreases war support from 2 to 1. Very sad. End of an era. End of an era for the Gate of All Nations being, I would say, yeah, the best wonder in the game. It just protects you the whole game from any nonsense from the AI, basically. So, rip Gate of All Nations, you had a good run. I don't know how I feel about this. Look, but let's talk about what its new power level. 1 war support on all wars. It's still not bad. Would I still build it? Probably, but I wouldn't rush it. The thing is, unless they've changed how the AI plays, the AI almost never goes for Gate of All Nations. Like, they take a really long time, I find, unless I think you have Persia. Then they probably prioritize it a bit more, but you can take your time with the gate usually. Now I would just say take even more time, I guess. I still don't think this is terrible. I think, like, the only reason I like the Gate of All Nations is that, it going into negative war weariness sucks, right? Negative war support, rather. This helps with that. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is still good, but it's definitely no longer excellent anymore. So that's a bit sad. Okay, another big one here. Great Stele. Added base yield of 2 production. Okay, sure. Changed effect to apply to wonders built in any settlement is crazy. I like that. Happy with that. Adjusted text to accurately reflect the gold scales per age. What? This is news to me. Again, like so many missing things here. So, okay. The Great Stele gives you 200 gold per age, apparently. I don't think that was, mentioned at all in the Wonder. So, wow. Great Stele just buffs all around, actually. Mysticism, Civic Mastery. So, that used to be where Mundo Perdido was. So, a lot of stuff is shuffled around. Yeah, I can see it's down here now. Okay. Cool bananas. Great Stele may be worth building now. I think it was pretty good before. I mean, obviously it's good if you're building a lot of wonders. But the fact that you just get this effect for the rest of the game is, yeah. Does this make it like a S tier wonder? Probably like A tier. I don't think, this is not as strong as old Gate of All Nations, put it that way, but that's really good still. Interesting. Mungo Maui. I always thought you get 200 at every age. That is definitely what the wonder implied, was that it's 200 gold per age, 200 gold flat, no matter the age, so I guess it wasn't, and they're saying it the text has changed to actually reflect what it was doing, which is good. This is boring. Just change the placement restrictions, that's fine. Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Added base yield of 3 production. Increased cost from 275 to 450, and moved to ironworking, which I think is really far back in the tech tree. S tier for me, you're basically getting rewarded for something you already do anyway. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, but is 600 gold in the modern age isn't much, and 400 gold in exploration's pretty good, but not outstanding. So I still think it's at its best in antiquity. I just don't think it scales quite that well still. But it's good. It's very good, actually. Yeah, Great Stele is good. Mausoleum. So yeah, this is now right at the end. Which is a bit odd because this is the one that makes your cavalry respawn. Super cool effect, by the way. But yeah, it's, I guess, more focused on exploration and modern now, really, because you're going to get this right at the end of the age. So there you go. Maybe they thought this was too powerful in antiquity, which probably I don't think I've built this once yet. So keep that in mind. Anyway, Mundo Perdido. Change effect to +1 science on improvements and +1 happiness on districts on tropical terrain in this settlement. Huge production cost increase and move to Code of Laws, which is where Petra is right now. Man, they really just moved everything around. Like, what's the logic here? I wonder why they shuffled these so much and to where. I wonder, do they have any stats to support that change? I kind of wish the patch notes told us why. Why Code of Laws Civic Mastery for Mundo Perdido? Anyway, +1 science on improvements and +1 happiness on districts on tropical terrain. So this is actually a huge nerf. This is... It's still in this settlement only. This is terrible now. Am I reading this correctly? Kidru, hello. Halicarnassus is super strong for wargame. Your army builds so fast even whilst chucking your cavalry into their death. Yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah, it's super strong. I just never used it. But I have, I had it used against me the other day in the Civ Show game, which was fun. And welcome as well, Kidru. Moving Halicarnassus makes sense. You unlock a wonder for Cav before you actually unlock Cav. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, that's true. Checks out. Rip Mundo used to be one of my faves. Yeah, I'm not reading this incorrectly, right? This is awful, isn't it? +1 science to all your improvements. I mean, you typically get, I don't know, I mean, early games, 6 or 7. I guess it's not the worst, but like this is so bad. Like what a terrible effect. Why are they so antsy with some of this stuff, you know? At first I thought +1 science on improvements in all settlements would be better, since it costs a lot more now. Yeah, like it's later in the tree, it costs almost a third, you know, about 30% more, and it's a lot worse. Like, why did they do this? Mundo Perdido was like a pretty good wonder, but nothing crazy. I guess it's a Maya nerf, but what an odd change. Like, just taking the fun out of this wonder. Anyway, that's a bit sad. Moving on. I think it's pretty bad, yeah, especially with city sprawls. They aren't going to have that many improvements. Like, yeah, it actually gets worse as the game goes on because you'll replace your improvements with districts. And, like, this is obviously not even close to catching up. This should probably at least read per age, I guess, but that's awful. Damn, this has become like one of the worst. It's not one of the worst wonders in the game. There's some stinkers, but that's pretty shocking what they've done to that. Oracle increased bonus culture from narrative events from 10 to 20. Oh, cool. This it's good. Added a wild card attribute point. Whoa, and we have plans in the works for this wonder, so stay tuned. Whoa, it's very ominous. Like, they're going to have some kind of like fortune telling, you know, like, can you get a unit to visit the Oracle and it like sees into the future? What would that even look like? XP maybe, I don't know. Wow, what a buff. Wonder tier list incoming. I probably should. Yeah, I've been flirting with that idea for a while. Now would be a good time to do it, I guess. Probably won't have any wonder changes for a while. Ominous, took the words out of my mouth. Yeah. I mean, they could do something really interesting with this, but man, the speculation, you could speculate about this for like an hour on what this could mean. Wow, this wonder just became the best in antiquity, question mark. A wildcard attribute point is like insanely strong. Oh, Petra nerfed. Oh man, I thought they said they made it better. Oh no, oh, that's the end of the changes. Oh no, oh my god, okay, this is only antiquity. Wow, yeah, Oracle's crazy. This is still like not amazing, but still, this is pretty good in antiquity. 20 culture. Jose Rizal, the Rizla, is going to love this. But yeah, I'm calling Oracle S tier. That's really good. They nerfed some wonders that didn't even need nerfs into the ground. Basically, only adjacency bonus you'll see when you come to modern age. There is no way they should be nerfing wonders in the modern age because all of them are not good from the top of my head, except Oxford. Petra, changed effect to +1 production on improvements. Oh no. They've given it the Mundo change. This is terrible. Oh. Raxus, what have you done to Petra? They made it worse. They set up here. Hang on. Check out the wonders that enhance terrain like Petra. We've addressed the fact that building over the enhanced terrain. We've buffed many wonders to make them feel better, bring them to a more playable space. But then they just gutted it. Oh, come on. This is actually probably worse than yeah, this is worse than Mundo, even. Damn, Petra was already like extremely disappointing in this game compared to previous iterations. Yeah, they've made it even worse. Wow. Like the production's good, but damn, that is, man. What is this patch? Okay, pyramids change effect. Oh man, they've all gone down this path, huh? Tisk Praxis, yeah. I'm tutting in their general direction right now. Change effect, +1 gold in production on improvements and districts on minor navigable rivers. Oh no, sorry, this is different. What is this right now? I think it's... Oh, it's only improvements, right? So this is making it affect districts as well, which is good. So that's a buff. Yeah, that's a buff. Kidru, yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure. Pyramids is fine. This makes it a bit better. It's still not crazy. Change placement restrictions to any biome except tundra. Oh, cool. Yeah, this used to be had to be desert next to navigable river. It was really tough. Basically, only Egypt has that kind of spawn bias, but even then, it's quite a strict requirement. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think the pyramids should have to be on a desert, right? That's not crazy. And it's just like fishing boats, I think. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how I feel about this. They should make it... I don't mind them keeping it in desert. Maybe it shouldn't be next to a navigable river. Am I really ignorant? Like, the pyramids aren't next to a river in real life, are they? Am I an idiot? Anyway, I don't love that. Anyway, moving on. Senshi Stupa changed cost from 375 to 450 and moved it. Okay, just a move. That's fine. And Wei Young moved to citizenship. Sure. I think that's a little further back in the tree. All right, that's exploration age. Some of these, they really hit the nail on the head. It's like they've got like a few different designers that are all pulling in different directions. Like Amelia Bell was already a really good wonder, and they made it even better. And super thematic. Like, I really quite like the buffs to ginseng and, increased relationship. That's really cool. Influence yield's really good. So, like, this one's great. Shuriken's great. Great Stelle's awesome. Oracle's insane. But then you have, like, Mundo, who's just been gutted. Petra, who was already, like, pretty bad, was already, like, on the floor crying for help, and someone just came over and kicked them in the face. That's what's happened to Petra. Disaster. Overall, neutral. Neutral changes. Some good, some bad. The Shuriken is great. I want to try wall setup like you mentioned. Han, the Shuriken, and Xerxes. Oh, yeah. That is going to be a really strong combo in Antiquity. Like Green Xerxes with the Han was already really good. But yeah, with the Shuriken as well, it's going to be crazy good. So it's a fun idea. You know, the wall economy is getting there. If only we had a wall civ in the modern age, maybe you could really play into it. But I guess who would you even do for that? Like France with the Maginot line, I guess. The pyramids are 6 miles west of the Nile. Okay, I guess that's somewhat close. And the Nile's, pretty substantial river, right? There you go. Appreciate the facts. Yeah, I love that sort of stuff. I love the real-time fact-checking. Okay, Exploration Age. Borobudur. This one we knew about, so quite a substantial nerf. Used to affect your whole empire, now only affects that settlement. I don't think this is worth building anymore. Happiness and food are pretty much the easiest yields to come across, realistically. So just getting, how many quarters are you going to have in a city, realistically? 6 or 7? 8? So getting building a wonder for 16 food and happiness, I think it's okay. Probably not going to worry about this, though. This is a brutal change. Probably should have given it something to compensate, realistically. Okay, Erdene Zoo. Reduce the base culture from 4 to 2. Firaxis, what are we doing out here? Like, the time that got spent to even write this bullet point in was not worth the electricity it cost to do so. Why are we reducing the culture yield of an exploration age wonder by 2? What? Like, this is so unimpactful, it's not even funny. Stuff like this really grinds my gears. Anyway. Change placement restrictions to allow any biome, that's fine. Decrease the production cost and move to authority. I couldn't tell you where it was right now. Oh, no, it's right at the end. It's like bottom right. That's a bit earlier. Which is fine. Forbidden City, increased base culture of 2 to 4. Again, like, this is so immaterial. It's not even funny. Reduced culture and golden fortification to 2-1, but it now applies to all settlements. Well, there you go. The wall economy gameplay. There you go, Kidru. There's your modern age pick. So, I mean, who would you go? The obvious one, well, yeah, is Dive Yet. I guess you could go Ming, but Dive Yet, build the Forbidden City, one culture and gold on every single wall in your empire. That's not bad. It's not bad. I think the Forbidden City is actually. I mean, you're not building that many walls, but again, it's a fun idea. It's not strong, but I appreciate what they're going for here, so that's good. They increase the cost as well. Yeah, sounds like fun. Yeah, it's interesting playstyle. Hail O Kiwi changed constructing a building on coast terrain grants culture at 50% its cost. Oh no, what have they done? Man, some of these wonder changes are wild. Oh, this is empire-wide, but still, that's really weak. You're going to have, what, in the Exploration Age and Modern, 3 water buildings? Oh, grist mills probably count, right? The watermill and grist mill. This is still terrible, though. You're never going to make this back, surely. It was bad before, but I don't know. This seems really bad. The buildings, mind you. So not fishing boats. We're talking, wharves, fishing quays. That's not a bad one, actually. Grist mills, water mills. Anyway, not many. Maybe 4 or 5. The shipyard. Anyway, I guess that's... Look, maybe this is better than I thought. It's still pretty bad, but 5 or 6 culture in every city? Yes, it could be worse. House of Wisdom. Reduce the number of relics granted from 3-1. This is fine. This is a nerf, but House of Wisdom is still going to be top tier. You didn't really build this for the amount of relics it gave you. That was just like, for whatever reason, a really good side effect. I think I asked this last time we talked about it, but why does the House of Wisdom even give relics? Like, every other wonder like this gives 3 relic slots, but they're empty. Why did the House of Wisdom give you 3 slots and then instantly fill them up? Like, what's the historical reason there? So yeah, this still gives you 3 relic slots. It just gives you 1 included. Still really great. Still one of the best wonders that you'll never get because the AI loves to build it and loves to rush it. Okay, Machu Picchu. They better not have done anything too crazy here. Removed +2 resource capacity in the settlement. That's rough. Changed +4 culture and gold on all buildings adjacent to this wonder to buildings gain a +1 culture and gold adjacency for mountains. Boo. Boo. I hate this. I hate this so much. In terms of the power level, it's not bad, I guess. Probably better than it... Oh, no, it's not better. No, it's pretty good still. I don't know, I'm having trouble rating this one, actually. Look, the obvious answer is if you have a lot of mountains, Machu Picchu is really good. I don't really like what they've done. I loved the effect of building stuff around it in a circle. That was great. Yeah, empire-wide. So I think this is still really strong. And it kind of fits into what Machu Picchu did in previous games, I guess. Like, this was an interesting implementation. I mean, this is good. This is strong. It's still really strong. It's completely changed to what it was. And now allows grassland as well. So, man, I'd have to really think about this. How many mountains do you really get in an average game, though? Not many. On that basis, I think it's pretty bad. Machu Picchu would be a big buff if mountains weren't that rare. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's good, not sure, though. Tough one to evaluate. But yeah, Civ 7 doesn't tend to spawn big mountain ranges. That's kind of what's been holding a lot of mountain civs back. Pachacuti's really good just because of his food to production bonus, but his mountain bonus is a struggle. Yeah. Interesting. I think this is not very good anymore. This was one of the best ones in the game. Now, I wouldn't say so. Now it's a bit more situational, which maybe they like that. Okay, Modern Age Wonders. And Leaders and Civs down here too. Oh man, we just hit like peak current viewers of 25. I'm going to take the quickest of ad breaks. And, and yeah, I'll see you back in, 1 minute? 2 minutes? Something like that. Anyway, I'll get some music going as well. But then, after the break, we'll look at these Modern Age Wonders and it'll be good. And, I did not mean to do that. Okay, here we go. I'll see you, 3 minutes apparently. See you then. Hello, welcome back. You did not miss anything. I'm gonna try something here. Hopefully it's not too loud. This is Civ 5. Oh, that sounds like it's gonna be loud. Tell me on stream how that sounds. This is the Civ 5 Europe Peace album. Hope this doesn't get me copyright struck. The Civ 5 Europe Peace album. I don't know if you can hear that. If you can hear that, let me know, and let me know if it's good. Let me know if it should be louder or not. Okay, I'm going to roll some seeds for my first game on the patch. Very good. No, you didn't miss anything. And just going through the Antiquity Wonder changes. What are your thoughts, Kidru? What are your thoughts? A lot of changes. And some pretty questionable ones in there. That would be my opinion. All right, the Modern Age wonders. Crossroads of the World Odyssey. This is the one from Nepal. Increased base influence yield from 4 to 6. That is pretty inconsequential by the Modern Age. Change placement restrictions to allow the grassland biome. This is a pretty interesting wonder. Again, one of the more interesting ones they've added. So that gives you plus 20 relationship with all players, which is pretty cool. I like the idea of making more of them empire-wide, but I hate the Petra and Mundo changes. Man, those are... The Petra and Mundo changes are some of the worst changes I've ever seen in a Civ patch ever. I don't think I've ever disagreed with the change more, and I can almost guarantee they'll change those in future, because I haven't checked, but I assume there's a Reddit thread getting spun up right now talking about how terrible that is. Anyway. This is, inconsequential, but hey, at least you can build it more. I don't mind them having really strict requirements rather, but you got to make them a bit better to compensate. This is not a bit better. 2 extra influence in the Modern Age is pitiful. So, Brandenburg Gate. I don't think I've ever built this. This settlement suffers no happiness penalties from war weariness. +5 happiness in conquered settlements. 2, +1 war support on all wars. +1 settlement limit. So this is now Gate of All Nations in the Modern Age. I guess that's fine. Settlement limit on the Brandenburg Gate is nice. Yeah, it's not bad. This was a pretty weak effect before because it was only the 1 settlement. I kind of wish, like, again, I'm so, like, just send it, right? They could have made this, your empire suffers no happiness penalties from war weariness. I think that would be cool. Because how strong would that be? Like, good, but not game-breaking, because you still have to worry about war weariness because of the combat penalties. I don't think it would be broken if they just made Brandenburg Gate make you ignore happiness penalties, but sure. This is still good. Yeah, you're probably going to build this in the Modern Age. It's solid if you're warmongering. The Eiffel Towers. This is the one that I've been ragging on. Increase culture and happiness on quarters from 2 to 3. You know, like, you got to be doing more than this. Exactly. Wow, you took the words right. I was just about to say that. They're way too safe with wonders. Most of them are just fancy buildings. Yeah, they are. And the Eiffel Tower here is a great example. I said on Paisley's stream, I said they could have changed this to give 10 culture and happiness on quarters. They could have made this 5 times stronger, and you wouldn't have batted an eye at that change. This is the Modern Age, you know, where you're getting thousands of culture, thousands of science. Happiness is no longer an issue. 2 to 3, really? Like, what are they so scared of here? Let's say they made it 10 culture and happiness on all your quarters. And it's, let's just say, and it's not, in my opinion, but let's say it was too strong. Next patch, they make it 5. Like, what, 2 to 3? Like, why are they tiptoeing around this so hard, you know? I just think this represents everything wrong with the balance in Civ 7, in my opinion, and how slow they've been to try and, you know, really just kickstart some changes here and generate a bit of excitement around new strategies. I don't know. I wonder why they're being so safe with these changes. Like, surely they don't seriously believe adding 2 influence, you know, to a wonder in the Modern Age is meaningful, to the point where I have to wonder why they even bothered to make changes like this. I don't know. I don't really understand it. How did you guys feel? Yeah, okay. Modern Age wonders should be OP. Agree. Definitely agree. Sorry. Can someone... Is the music okay? Is it too loud? Too quiet? Let's have some fun. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Go Pack Go. GPG. How did you guys feel about the House of Wisdom nerf? I think it would have been very cool if artifacts were at all hard to get. I think it's a very, very minor nerf. I mean, if you think about it, all it did was say, you know, when you build this wonder, you get the +2 science and relics, which is the main part, I would say. You get the +3 relic slots, and it goes from... What they've essentially changed is +6 happiness and +6 culture. You now only get +2 happiness and +2 culture when you build it. But you still get the extra relic slots, so I think it's a very minor nerf. I think it's fine. Terrible for an iconic building, yeah. Eiffel Tower, like, it used to be such a... I mean, what a great wonder in Civ 6. And if you didn't know, Civ 7 does have appeal as well. That's why some tiles have happiness on them and some don't. It's actually just the appeal system. And they could have done something similar, but yeah, you'd have to do something really strong. And this is not it. This is still such a bad wonder, in my opinion. Thought it was 1 relic gain instead of 3. Yeah, no, it is. That's it. But 3 relics is essentially +6 culture and happiness, because they're 2 each. So now it's just +2 culture and happiness from the 1 relic you get. But yeah, so you get 3 slots, but you just get 1 of them filled immediately. So yeah, I would say it's a really minor nerf, personally. Because the main effect is still +2 science on all your relics, because that's really strong. They didn't touch that. Okay, Hermitage. Oh no, this one's also been nerfed. It used to be +10% culture in cities that have a great work on display, which was pretty cool, but nothing too game-breaking. But a strong wonder you'd want to build. To +5 culture. Phyrexis! +5 culture in the modern age is completely meaningless. Why on earth would you nerf this? This is... I'm lost for words. I think the Mundo and the Petra buffs, nerfs were awful. But at least they, you know, I mean, at least there was some sense there. What on earth are they thinking with this Hermitage change? This is the most baffling one by far. Like, I think this is the worst wonder in the game now. I think this is it. I think that we've got a new king. You are never, ever gonna build this. This doesn't scale at all, by the way. It's not like per great work or anything. I demand you write a disgruntled email. I'm tempted. Give me a template and I'll send it off. I don't actually have any contacts. But wow, this is awful. I'm trying to think if there's a worse wonder, and there is that temple in Exploration Age that's pretty bad, but wow. No, I think this takes it. I think this takes the crown. That is truly, truly horrendous. Moving on. This is the Zulu Wonder. +2 food on all lake tiles. +2 culture and happiness on lake tiles in this settlement. To +4 culture and food on improvements and districts on lake tiles. Okay. It's empire-wide. This is still terrible. That's a decent buff. Tier list. Definitely useless. Yeah, completely. This is not worth the production at all. Tier list worst wonder changes. That is S tier. This is an S tier wonder nerf right here. I couldn't think of a like, aside from saying it, you know, aside from making it say do nothing, I would struggle to think of a worse effect that you could plausibly say that you genuinely think was a decent wonder. This is so bad. This is so bad. Stuff like this, like, I get it. If this wonder was said +5 culture when the game launched, and this is what it did at launch, I'm so forgiving. Okay, well, you know, who really knew how the meta was going to shake out until thousands of people played it, and, you know, the game has so many variables, like, how could you really know how, you know, how it's all going to shake out and the balance and everything? But 6 months into the release, and they're not just adding a wonder like this, they're changing an existing one, nerfing it into this. This makes me worried, because this means The devs are out of touch. They do not play the game if they think this is the right direction. They don't play their own game. They can't. There's no way someone who's played a single game of the modern age thinks this is a reasonable change. That's my Hermitage rant. I can't believe it. I hope they've missed a percent here. Listen, my new theory, maybe they missed a percentage sign here. In which case it's still like they've halved it, but wow. Wow. Okay, we got to move on. One specialist is better than Hermitage. Honestly, you might be right. You're not far off. Modern Age Wonders and a few others, constants are the same as in Antiquity. This is a big reason why Antiquity feels the best. Yes, exactly. It feels like they've balanced the whole game around Antiquity with some of these effects. Because, yeah, static bonuses, like this is, flat. You need Molt, to use some Balatro, but you need multiplicative bonuses to make this stuff scale. Palacio de Belas. Ooh, we're almost there. Okay, we better keep moving. Wow. Okay. Anyway, the lake one. Yeah, this is a pretty good buff. Well, okay, it's a lot stronger than it was, but it's still quite bad. Again, like you could probably make this plus 10, plus 10 culture and food on all lake tiles. I still don't think it would be great. I don't know. No real thoughts, but they need to make that one better. Buff it again like 3 times more. I'm going to go check Hermitage in game. Yeah, please do, Jem. That'd be good. If you could confirm that it actually is just 5 culture, then we're going to start a riot. Grant Civic that gives +2 culture for each policy is an example that isn't a wonder. Yeah. Is it Siam? Yeah, Siam has a lot of terrible ones as well in the modern age. Okay. Palacio. Removed the +10 happiness in the city. Increase happiness from Great Works from 2 to 3. This is horrendous. Added gain 1 artifact. I mean, the gain 1 artifact is... This is really good just because it gets you to 15 faster. But man, they're really missing the mark on I think what they're kind of going for here. But by the time you're getting artifacts, happiness is not a factor. So this wonder now has no effects except gain 1 artifact is how you should read that, because you're going to build this and you're going to want to get it for sure if you're going for a culture win. But it's kind of sad. Like this doesn't matter at all. So really, I don't know. Building a whole wonder to get 1 artifact feels really bad. Red Fort added 4 production. Fine. A change like this, if I'd seen it at the start, I would have been upset with how boring it is, but now I'm just glad they didn't butcher the Red Fort somehow. Actually, not a terrible wonder, so... Wow. The wonder changes. Listen, I've been covering this game for, almost 2 years now. I'm an optimist. I love this game. I think Civ 7 is amazing. This Hermitage change makes me really worried. Were the haters right? Were the haters correct? Is Civ 7 doomed? It's not the fact that they just destroyed the Hermitage, it's the fact that someone signed off on this is what makes me concerned. Okay. Moving on. Leaders and civs. Himiko, High Shaman. Her ability now probably applies to the Guild Hall, Opera House, or in buildings. This should say and. Good to see that the UI is as good as ever, even in the patch notes. Okay, that's just a bug fix. Again, like, did they really need a whole headline for this? Like, 2, 3 subheadings for this change? UI, alignment and spacing. Address a reported issue where players cannot select all leaders in the diplomacy menu when playing in 1280 by 720. Okay, that's, yeah, a tiny little bug fix for all the people still struggling on a dodgy little laptop. That's good. Gateable Nations debuff is the worst. Influence is tough to get early game. And the AI has +8 combat on the player. I mean, the influence is good, isn't it? Did I read it right? Oh, no, I see what you mean. Sorry, yeah, it gives 2 happiness. Yeah, no, it is. No, listen, I think Gateable Nations, it has been kicked down a lot, but this is absolutely worse, in my opinion. Civipedia, updated city capture of the Civipedia with correct information on city center health. Okay. Unique Army Commander Trung Ni is no longer missing gameplay functionality information. Okay. Very, minor changes. Unfortunately, it's been 6 months and the Civipedia still doesn't have hyperlinks. We still don't have hyperlinks between our pages. I think that's... If I was in charge of Civ 7, I'd be getting that fixed urgently, personally. Anyway. Controller specific. I'm going to skim over this. I hate to say it, console players, but how on earth do you play Civ on a controller? Resolved some issues. Improved navigation. That sounds good. There was some placeholder icons. That's not good. L2R2 inputs now swap between settlements. Look, if you're a console player, pause the stream. Oh no, I play Civ on console. Okay, I'll read it for you. L2R2 inputs now swap between settlements instead of zooming. UI and functionality issues no longer occur when opening the Civic's tree via controller after completing Civic. The add support button retains functionality when switching from the befriend progress bar to the leader screen. Bug fix, non-functional, left bumper, right bumper button. Prompts present when disabling all legacy paths in the age progress menu. Cool. Bug fix, promotion menu can now be closed when pressing the back button. That sounds like it's probably impactful somehow. Couldn't say for sure. Camera can now move out to the placement of any settlement in advanced start. Again, that sounds impactful. The attribute tutorial can now be minimized when the player triggers attributes in the leader attribute menu. Okay. Added artwork to the next turn button in multiplayer. Huh? Oh no. Gem has confirmed our worst nightmares. Hermitage does give vibe culture. I'm not going to stop ragging on Hermitage until they fix this wonder. I'm going to make this into a running gag. Okay. Keen to check this out. If anyone has already logged in and seen what the new artwork is for the next turn button. That sounds... Oh, maybe it's like a timer, the turn timer, maybe? Improved resolution of leader portraits when viewing the victory and defeat screen. It's stuff like this that gives Civ 7 a bad name. Why? Like, the victory and defeat screen is already a seriously sad state of affairs. Like, it's really bad. No stats or anything. And the cherry on top was that, for whatever reason, the one thing on the screen, your leader portrait, was in 144p. Like, terrible quality. So odd. Jim, you don't have to. It's all good. But thank you, though. Assyria now has unique loading screen art when loading into the game in antiquity. What? As in they forgot? Or Assyria has unique art and no one else does? Surely this just means that their loading screen is working as intended, right? Victory stats should be #1 priority. Yeah, it's pretty shocking. The end game screen. I remember when the game came out, a lot of people were commenting like, did something happen? Like, why did my game end? And because they didn't even know it was the victory screen. It's pretty bad. Civ 5 to Civ 6 was a pretty big downgrade. Nothing prepared me for the Civ 6 to Civ 7 downgrade. What is your opinions on Trung Truck rework last patch? It's good. I think it's unique. Her synergy with Rome is a lot worse now. But overall, I'd say a big buff. The new command is really strong. And it also, as a sort of side effect, lets you get 2 commanders really quickly, which is really strong. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I don't know. I don't think it was like... I guess it's a rework. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. What's your opinion? Were you a Trung Truck commander fan? Trung Truck Rome? Because that strategy got nerfed a bit, but it wasn't that strong. Anyway, I liked it. A grey square... Oh, hey, Gem, if you really want to, I would love to know what this means, but I'll try this after. A grey square can only be seen behind the arrow button when viewing it near leader ribbons. Okay. Addressed a reported issue where distant land treasure resources could display its homeland. And as a bug. Bug fix. Players can now return to the main menu when using mouse right click. I mean, these are just... These are very minor. Address reported issue with selecting Gross City. That's fine. Tutorial. Establish airbase and rebase aircraft. I don't think I've never really had the chance to play with planes that the game ends so quickly. Text changes. Placeholder text string will no longer show in place of an icon when viewing the Silla Civic tradition Byopseong. Whoa. Silla Civic. I'm gonna quickly Google that one. This is a good theme, by the way, whoever this is. Korea. It does seem Korean, doesn't it? I'm not too sure. Anyway, not really important. The text can be purchased in towns. Is no longer missing when viewing the description text of factory in modern age. You can purchase factories in towns? Don't you have to make it into a factory town to be able to do that? Am I reading this right? I thought you can't purchase them unless you have a factory town. Maybe I'm wrong. Considering how much effort they put into making a satisfying ending, nothing post-game is very... Oh, no, nothing post-game is very... Oh, yeah, nothing... Yeah, agreed. Still isn't even in the game yet. Why is it in the patch notes? Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm missing with this one. Leak? Question mark? Also, I think the next turn button has some more wood on it. Looks quite good, I suppose, but would not have noticed the change. Now I've got to see it. Are you in the Discord, Gem? If you could put a picture of it, I'd love to see that. In my opinion, it's a lot more fun if you have your capital in tropical. You can get plus 10 CS while being in your territory very soon. So if AI attacks, you can defend easily. Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad you like it. I think it's good. I think it was a good change. So, and you know, little reworks like that add a lot of flavor, I think. And I wish every Civ... I have to cough. I wish every Civ had something as unique as Trung Ni as a commander, to be honest. Crude space flight project description requirements no longer missing when viewing rocketry. I've got a sneak. Okay. Just some project, I don't know, text changes, as they say. Improved accuracy of text description for camels. Because, yeah, camels actually give 3 resource slots, not 2. But obviously they used one. Oh, you just joined. I'll have a look after. Yeah. Hang on. Can I get this up on screen? Real sneaky about it. No one saw that. Roman Holidays messaging me. Civ 7 discussion. Oh yeah, it's oh look, 2 people joined. What? I can't notice a change here.
Hopefully everyone can see that. Now I need like the before comparison. You're right, I wouldn't have noticed. If they didn't say anything, I don't think I would have noticed. You reckon this wood texture is new? I'm gonna have to find like a comparison, I think. Very interesting. Improved accuracy of... You can... anyway. Yeah. Various text fixes and improvements. The one thing I did see was they added more icons to various things. So, for example, like when you get Colossus and it gives you 1 economic attribute point, they put the little icon in there for like the economic thing. I did see that. It's nice changes, but nothing too crazy, so I like to say. It's the same as in single player, but I don't know what it was before in multiplayer. Oh, Moon! Greetings! Hello to you as well, Chief. What's new? We're looking at the new patch. The main meat and potatoes of the patch is around all the wonder changes here. And there's some absolute shockers. I'll give you the highlight reel. Der Shuriken got a huge buff. It now gives science on fortifications in the settlement you build it in, which is really cool. Amelia Bell is just better overall. More influence, more relationships with people. It's a really cool change. Gate of All Nations got completely gutted. No, completely gutted. They halved the war support, so you now get 1 instead of 2. They gave it 2 happiness. Not sure why. It's terrible. Great Stele now works on your entire empire. And the text now says what apparently it was already doing before, which is that it's 200 gold per age, not 200 flat. Wargasm. Yeah, I recognize you from Paisley's chat as well. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Gate of All Nations is a rough one. Yeah, Great Stele, huge buff. This is going to be a really good wonder now. Mundo Perdido got completely wrecked. I'm not sure why they did this. Nerfed big time. Oracle got probably the biggest buff in the whole patch of all the wonders. Yeah, really huge. Doubled the culture you get, and a wild card attribute point, and a super ominous line here about future things they're going to do with the Oracle, which could be really cool. Petra got nerfed. This is terrible. I hate it. Pyramids got buffed, I think, which is fine. And we get down to some really dodgy ones. Forbidden City's now global as well, but they nerfed it a little bit to compensate. Borobudur got a huge nerf. Machu Picchu's changed a lot. It now affects mountains across your empire. Yeah, Oracle was pretty bad, but man, 1 wildcard attribute point is a big buff. Yeah, Machu Picchu's changed. And Hermitage has got the most mind-boggling change of the entire that I've ever seen in a Civ patch. Read it and weep, basically. They changed it from 10% culture to cities have a great work to just a flat 5, which is one of the strangest and most diabolical nerfs I've ever seen. I'm putting this wonder in running for the worst wonder in the entire game. And I actually think I think it is. I think it would belong at its own like F- tier. Anyway, that's the TLDR. There's a lot more changes in here, so go give it a read, or rewind the stream, I guess. But yeah, some head scratches in there, that's for sure. Okay, I think we're up to narrative, right? No tooltips here. Yield icon's no longer too big when viewing a tile. Oh, this is good. This kind of a bug they introduced in the most recent patch where the yield icons were absolutely massive. Gem has put the original button in. I can't notice a difference. I'm looking at the difference. What we're talking about here, for what it's worth, is this is the new... Allegedly, they said there's a new next turn button in multiplayer. And we can't work out what changed. We can't tell the difference. This is the old one. It's a bit small, obviously, but I can't see any change. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, we've all good. Yeah, multiplayer. You can make your own game if you really want to test, but don't push yourself. It's all good if you're busy. Okay, yield icons no longer. So yeah, yield icons are no longer going to be giant. That's cool. Correct text is now present when viewing the currently producing tooltip when doing a city project. That's fine. Bug fix. Inconsistent text no longer appear when viewing the tooltips of a tile that has both flood risk and near volcanoes. Okay. And adjusted the constructing wonder description to properly fit within the tooltips frame during multiplayer. All very minor. Yeah. No, we've been we're going to get to the bottom of it. Gem's loading up another game now to try and figure out what they changed with the multiplayer next turn button. A change that we were all absolutely desperate for, obviously. Everyone was clamoring for that change, that we can't figure out what it is. Okay. I'm not going to read all these, but I guess what they've done really is that all of these now work. Kind of embarrassing that seemingly like all of the narrative events weren't working in some capacity. I mean, that's not fair. Some of these look to be actual gameplay changes on the rewards and everything. So anything interesting up here? Tutorial text, description of investigation discoveries in the Civipedia for the 3 people that actually can use it in Civ 7. Events that have high yield costs now clarify that they may cause their Civ to have negative yield gains due to penalties, maintenance, and other costs. What on earth? What? Mentioned Assyria. Yeah, they said the Assyria loading art has changed. Which I assume just means they actually have their proper art now, but not sure. What is this? This sounds like a bug fix, but they've said it in the actual text that you can go negative yields? I mean, what are they on about? Weird. Anyway, if you really want to read all these, here they are. But that would destroy me, so there you go. All the Rizzler players can probably lap all these up, all these new events. And audio, last one. Addressed various audio localization issues, various quality of life improvements across UI. Why is this in the audio section? Audio UI? Added sound effects to narrative rewards, capture settlement, and raise or keep settlement. Cool. My sound tier list is getting more outdated by the day, just quietly. Notification sound added when another player completes a milestone. I hope these are chunky, you know. If you pick this option, you'll yield -1 food in this settlement. You don't want to do that. Yeah, I think I agree. That's probably what it is. But how do you? Maybe you know. How do you end up in that situation where picking it would give you like negative food? I can't think of a time where I've ever seen that or a discovery that would give that. Like, I'm not sure how you would end up in that situation. Anyway, I hope these new audio effects are good. But that is it. That is the patch. Look, it's minor. There was a lot there, but none of it was too exciting. How good does this game look, though? Wow, I wish we could get down this low. This feels like a non-standard camera angle, right? Look how far they can see. You can see like the Arctic section up there. That's really cool. Oh, here we go. Ah, it is the turn timer. I suspect, right? I assume that's the turn timer. Yeah, I'll show it on screen here. Is that centered? Guys, I don't think that's centered, is it? I bet if you drew a line from this, which is definitely halfway, to this, that's not centered. Yeah, it looks off, doesn't it? It's so obvious. Like it's not between these two notches. Oh my god. I'm gonna lose it. What is with Civ 7? Like, at least make the new stuff that you add decent. You're just gonna have to fix this later, right? This is gonna drive me mad. But thank you for Civ Minute. Civ Minute in the chat. Well, I'm glad you're still alive. It's good to have you here, man. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, this is gonna drive me mad. Is it centered for 3 digits? Maybe. So does this expand? Surely not. Anyway, that's a shocker. That's Civ 7 at its peak right there. Please stop the UI devs from cooking. Yeah, they the game is well and truly burnt at this point. I don't know. Again, like I'm totally forgiving. Well, I'm reasonably forgiving of how the game was at launch. But why is the new stuff that gets added also busted? Like you'd think you'd yeah, exactly. That you're like, you should be the Oracle, right? Because that is going to be the next patch, and they're going to, like, you know, rejoice. We fixed the alignment on the turn button. Oh my god, it's just like mind-boggling stuff, right? It's so hard to be a defender of this game. I'm not doing it because I'm like a shill or whatever. It's because I love this game. I really love Civ 7, but man, stuff like that is so hard to defend. Ugh. Anyway, as I was gushing about how good the screenshot looks too, the new end turn button comes in to ruin my day. Okay. I'm gonna load up a thing of Civ 7. I'm gonna load up a game, and there's a few things I want to see. I might look at. I'll start an exploration. I want to see the new religious icons actually, so I'll do that. So yeah, give me 1 minute. I'll set this up, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, welcome to Civ 7. Let's try some stuff out. Let me fix this up real quick. Okay, yeah, how good Civ Minute. Yeah, jeez, it has been a long time, hey. Videos coming soon? Question mark. Return, big return of Civ Minute. Okay, let's. It doesn't really matter who we pick here. Pick Genghis. Let's suss out Assyria. This is fine. New loading art. Allegedly. Slowly loading into game. I can't imagine this is going to be anything special, right? This I don't know why this piqued my interest so much. It's just the way they worded it made it out as if Assyria was getting unique art in some way, whereas it has to just be like their typical art, right? And they also said, for some reason, that this only triggers if you get Assyria in the Antiquity Age.
The world knows you as Genghis Khan, the universal ruler.
Oh man, I'm going to be talking over Gwendolyn. This looks... Isn't this just the normal art? This is just the normal art, right? I guess it didn't work before.
Take up your bow, Kargan.
If it's new art beats me, yeah. I mean, if I was really determined, I could,
Siege towers rumble.
you know, try to finish a game of Assyria and go from there. Definitely coming back. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I look forward to it. Give me 1 second here. I'll load up another cheeky game. And we'll just look at the exploration age, I guess. Am I gonna have to... We have to play like someone, okay, who has really good culture. Quick. Abbasid are pretty good to start. Dive yet? Gosh, there's not really anyone, is there? Whatever, we'll just play on quick speed. Give us the Abbasid. They're really strong. Online speed, that's fine. And ideally we want to meet someone as well. Pangea. Okay. Pew pew. You can give us the best strategies for the hermitage placement. Oh god, don't get me started.
First among equals. Augustus
Alright, I won't
Caesar
talk.
claims his
And listen to Gwendolyn for a little.
who never call yourself emperor are revered by your people as a god. The world is now disorder. You will give it form. The world is leaderless. You will provide it direction. Set the laurels on your head.
Okay, I hate doing advanced starts, so let's just get this out of the way as quick as we can. Just pick some garbage. That's fine. Confirm legacies. I'll do. Put these wherever the hell we want. It's a lot of towns. Okay. We're just here to test out. Look, we get a ton of these. Lovely. Okay. Just keen to see these new religious icons. That's what we're here for. Hopefully the AI can build it super quick. Piety 7 turns. And let's go ahead and run culture projects in every city. Take that, theocracy, that's fine. We're going to go for future tech here, kind of a new strat. And we'll get these. Perfect. This... Oh, we can see this as well. It does! They did change the Zeal text. Plus 5% to all yields except happiness in a settlement when stationed on a district. Why did they do that? Why did they do that? I don't really understand the justification behind that. Is there a reason why you shouldn't get happiness from this? It's not obvious to me. Anyway. I mean, look at this. Look at this unwashed next turn button. Doesn't even have an off-centered timer on it. Yeah, Zeal's not bad. 5% is quite minor, but it's a, uh-oh. Nothing's loaded. Geez, that was a bit slow. Yeah, it's not bad, but it gives your commanders something quite valuable to do when during peacetime, so I do like to try and get it. Okay, no religion icon up there. We'll these all on alert, that's fine. Have you noticed you can't fortify city centres anymore either? You can't build fortifications on city centres. I guess because commanders, yeah, they do. Well, they don't give happiness, as I understand it. We can test it here. So, 33.7 happiness. I'm pretty sure they... Oh. Hey, that feels like 5% just quietly. $32 to 33.7. Isn't that about 5%? Is it still giving happiness? Do commanders give +2 happiness for being in the city? I thought all they did was negate unhappiness penalties. They're not gonna tell me, are they? I'm a fool for trying to look in the Civipedia to actually see something, right? It doesn't say, does it? Can anyone confirm that? I had a completely different understanding because of this. In the military attribute path, garrison commanders reduce happiness penalties by an additional 10%. So I thought their effect was to reduce happiness penalties. I didn't know they gave happiness. Man, it's funny, because of the lack of information, you just learn new stuff in this game every time you play. So it's stacking, I don't know. Yeah, a bit of a 36 to 37.7. 1.7. 1.8 would be 5%. So 1.7. That's suspiciously close. This feels like it's giving 5% happiness. Like it's 0.1 off. That seems really strange. But they just made this change to the text, so surely they also were quite sure that this effect wasn't working as it says. Man, that's a... If someone could get to the bottom of that, probably need like a Nobel Science Prize or something, because it's just like trying to figure out how anything works in this game is such a challenge. You have to fight against the UI because half the time it's wrong. Okay. I'm just gonna pick some random things here. Oh, look at that. Oh, so that's how they're doing it. It's a hover over. Yeah, very cool. Okay, that's really clean, the way they've implemented that, actually. And so it's the same thing in the modern age with ideology. They're going to put that there. That's super clean. They probably should have highlighted this. Well, no, they can't highlight this in the patch, can they, really? Like, if they'd said that this was going to be one of the main features of the update, people would be... people would not be happy with that. Yeah, I used to have mine on by default in Civ 6, but I find they take up a lot of the screen in Civ 7. Anyway, this is cool. Technically correct. It said 5% boost besides happiness, which gets boosted to 4.99%. True, yeah, the text is saying everything gets boosted by 5% except happiness, and then, like, in brackets, happiness is boosted by 4.99%. That is so bizarre. Or 4.90, I think. Crazy. What a game. Okay, well, everyone, that is patch 1.2.4. What a doozy. There's some curious changes in there. Let's not talk about Hermitage. Actually, let's talk about Hermitage. Is that how you say it, by the way? Hermitage? Hermitage? You know, if maybe I won't start the Reddit thread, but someone's got to. There'll be a Civ Fanatics thread already spun up as well, I'm sure. Truly one of the most baffling changes in the history of Civ, possibly ever in video games. That's just, yeah. Anyway, I've spent about half the stream ranting about Hermitage now, so I'm gonna stop there. Thank you everyone for tuning into this patch review. This was a lot of fun. A lot of chatters popping off, which was good. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Oh, and also, as a side note, I should point out we have a member of the stream now, and I should really, I don't know, have something more official for this, I guess. I want to get their name exactly right, so I don't screw this up. But someone very kindly chucked in like 50 cents, whatever it is, to become a member. But anyway, Chris J. In all my future games, I'll have to remember to name my capital Chris J. Yeah, anyway, shout out to this guy for for becoming a member of the channel. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to call it there. So thank you all for joining. This was really fun to review this with you guys. Really appreciate it. Had a great time. And I hope you have a good rest of your night or morning, wherever you are. And yeah, I'll see you later.